Here's Devon's freestyle underwater. So you're diving in little deep, so you're having to go, you're coming in deep and then you're having to come up real high to break the surface. So make sure you're working on trying to go out a little bit further off for your start, so then we can eliminate a little bit of that up-down motion. As we see those hands, we've got a lot of separation and everything up there. Lock those hands together, get your forearms locked on top of one another. As your arm is kind of coming in, there's really no extension up in front, and because of that, we're seeing a lot of air bubbles on that hand. We want to be able to get that extension right there. You can reach out just a little bit further, and that's going to be able to eliminate a lot of those bubbles. Every time your arm goes in, it just presses straight down on the water, and then you're kind of coming through. So you've got a very much of a looping pattern. We want to make sure that when you're entering the water, get that extension, roll the elbow over for your high elbow catch, push straight on back through, lift your elbow up, and then finish on through for that recovery. And so watch you kind of going in for the turn here. So you're getting in and out and coming off really pretty well. Again, this just gives us a really good shot of how your hand enters, and it's going right through that next pull. You're having to work a lot harder than you really need to, so make sure you're really working on getting that full extension out in front of you, so then we can get rid of all those air bubbles, and you're going to be a lot more efficient. You're going to get a lot more power out of that pull, as well as you're going to end up being a lot faster. Nice job. Here we have Devon's freestyle on the above water angle. As we see her going, she gets pretty good. I can see that we've got a little bit of a gap. I know she's starting to separate for that breakout right there, but even so, she's got a little bit of a gap between her forearms that I can see her actually tighten that up for a much tighter streamline. The one thing I always like to tell my swimmers is try and work on lining up your wrists as well as your forearms so that you've got a real tight space in the front end of your streamline. Get you moving forward. Maybe just a little late because your head is breaking the surface right there, and we want to make sure that you're actually starting your stroke at that point in time. So start swimming just a little bit sooner. That's what we call a late breakout. Get you moving forward here. Nice solid kick as we're going through. Doing a really good job of keeping your arms up. I think we can actually work on getting a little bit further back on that finish. You're doing a pretty good job with that left arm, but I really feel like we can get a little bit more out of that right arm and finishing back past those hips. Put you in some slow motion here as we go through that turn. You take that last stroke. Make sure as soon as you dip that head down, get those heels tucked up. Your heels still aren't quite tucked up at this point in time. So whenever you go through those turns, chin drops down to your chest. Make sure those heels get pulled up to your rear end, and then get your chest to your knees so that you can get tucked up in the tightest ball. The faster you can get that all to happen and utilize those arms to help flip you around, the quicker your turn's going to be, and then you'll be able to utilize some more underwater dolphin kicking. Get you moving some regular speed. Look pretty good there. Breakout might have been just a little bit late. I like the body line we've got out of Devon. She does a really good job of trying to keep the water line when she goes to breathe right down the center of her face. Chin's up maybe just a little bit, and we'll kind of slow things down as we go here for the finish. And we see her really reaching for the wall, but then she decides to take another stroke. And really should have finished on that right arm pull right there and just really just get on that side and reach for the wall. Okay, that's one of those where you really got to pay attention to the black line at the bottom of the pool so you can really get a good idea as to should I finish on this arm or should I take that extra stroke. Nice job, Devon.